Hey there, folks, gather round, because I've got a story that'll hit you right in the gut, a real tale of betrayal, grit, and the kind of comeback that makes your jaw drop. Picture this, a glitzy ballroom in downtown Chicago, chandeliers sparkling, champagne flowing, and a smug so named Marcus Vale standing at the center, ready to drag his ex-wife, Sarah Monroe, through the mud in front of everyone who's anyone. He wanted her broken, humiliated, a ghost of the woman she used to be, but what he didn't know was that Sarah was holding a secret so big it'd turn his whole world upside down. Let's rewind a bit. 2 years ago, Sarah's life was a wreck. She was sitting in her tiny apartment, the kind with creaky floors and a fridge that hummed too loud, staring at her phone as it lit up with texts she didn't want to read. The whole city seemed to know by then Marcus, her husband of 10 years, was parading around with her best friend, Lauren Pierce, like they were some power couple straight out of a magazine. The photo was everywhere. Marcus, all sharp suit and smug grin, holding Lauren's hand, her diamond earrings catching the camera flash. Sarah's hands shook as she held that phone, her heart pounding like it was trying to break free. When Marcus walked in that night, smelling of bourbon and arrogance, she couldn't hold it in. "Marcus," she said, voice tight, "is it true? You and Lauren?" He didn't even flinch, just tossed his keys on the counter like she was a nuisance. "Sarah, don't make a scene. You knew we were done. I need someone who can keep up with me. Someone like Lauren who gets what ambition means." Her voice cracked. "I gave you everything, Marcus. I was there when you were scraping by, balancing your books while you slept." His eyes were cold, like she was nothing. "You served your purpose, Sarah. Sign the divorce papers and move on." That word purpose, it cut her deep, like a knife twisting in her chest. The weeks that followed were brutal. Marcus's lawyers painted her as a bitter ex, the media ate it up, and even her own brother, Tom, turned on her. "Sarah, maybe he's right," he said over the phone, his voice hard. "Marcus is going places. You're stuck in the past. Let it go." She wanted to scream, "He's using you, Tom, just like he used me." But he hung up, and the silence in her apartment was louder than ever. Then came the press conference, Marcus standing there with Lauren on his arm, smirking for the cameras. "My past held me back," he said, voice dripping with venom. "But now, with Lauren, I'm free to soar." The crowd laughed, clapped, and Sarah, watching from her couch, felt like the world was laughing at her too. But deep inside, something shifted. She wasn't broken, not yet. She was waiting. Fast forward 2 years, and Sarah wasn't the same woman anymore. Pain either drowns you or sharpens you, and for her, it was a whetstone. She started small, taking a job at a rundown real estate office in a sketchy part of town. The owner, a gruff guy named Henry, squinted at her resume. "You're Marcus Vale's ex? Why should I trust you?" Sarah didn't blink. "Because I kept his business afloat before he even had a name. If I can handle his mess, I can handle yours." Henry gave her a month to prove it, and damn, did she deliver. She found errors in his books, saved him thousands, and slowly, word spread. Sarah Monroe wasn't just some scorned ex, she was sharp, relentless, a force. Job by job, deal by deal, she clawed her way up. She bought a crumbling apartment complex everyone called a money pit, turned it into a gem, and when the same realtor who mocked her came crawling back, she just raised her glass and said, "Sometimes the trash you toss is where the treasure's hiding." By year 2, Sarah was a name in her own right, working out of a sleek office overlooking Lake Michigan, assistants buzzing around her, investors calling her phone. Nobody knew the half of it, though not even her closest friend, Jenna, who'd stuck by her through the worst. One day, Jenna caught her on the phone with some guy in a suit who looked like he'd seen a ghost. "Sarah, what's going on? You're different, secretive," Jenna said, eyes wide. Sarah just smiled, calm as ever. "I'm not hiding, Jenna. I'm waiting." And what was she waiting for? A single piece of paper that landed on her desk one afternoon. Confirmation that she now owned the majority shares of Vale Properties, Marcus's pride and joy. She didn't gloat, didn't celebrate. She just touched the paper and whispered, "This isn't his company anymore. It's mine." Then came the invitation, gold embossed, Marcus's handwriting scrawled at the bottom. "Your presence is requested." Jenna saw it and freaked. "Sarah, he's setting you up to humiliate you again. Don't go." But Sarah folded the invite into her purse, her voice steady. "Sometimes, Jenna, you gotta walk right into the trap to break it. The night of the gala, Chicago was electric. The ballroom dripping with wealth, crystal chandeliers, black tie waiters, the works. Marcus stood at the entrance, Lauren sparkling beside him, both of them smug as ever. She'll show, he muttered, scanning the crowd. And when she does, I'll make sure everyone sees what failure looks like. Lauren laughed, but her eyes were nervous. Just be sure, Marcus. She's not worth the trouble. When Sarah stepped out of her car, the crowd gasped. She wasn't the broken woman they expected. Her black silk gown hugged her like a second skin, her eyes calm, fierce, untouchable. Reporters whispered, "Is that Sarah Monroe? She looks unstoppable." Her brother Tom tried to stop her at the door, his face pale. "Sarah, don't do this. He'll destroy you." She just brushed past